So Queen saw a resurgence of their hit Bohemian Rhapsody after it was in Wayne's World. Did BOC experience something similar with Don't Fear the Reaper after the more cowbell skit on SNL? Did that suddenly like remind everybody of the song and kind of see a resurgence of it?
I think so. I think it had to because I mean at that time I had retired from the music business. I decided I had enough. You know, it was like it was too cutthroat. You know, I was estranged from Joe. You know, who was you know up until that point he was like my best friend all the time. So, you know, we had a falling out over my leaving the band and. So when that came out in 2000, I had been working in a public school as a music teacher for about 13 years, you know, since '87. So, and in this school, you know, I would say, well, yeah, well, I used to be a rock star, and they're like, yeah, you used to be a rock star, Mister. What? How? Why are you in this crappy school? I'm like, cause I like you guys. What do you think? It's a good gig, you know. Nobody ever tells me how this gig is all messed up. You know, when I come in the door, you know, I come in and you guys are like, you know, it doesn't matter. You know, your parents are on welfare or whatever, and you come in, you say, yo, Big Al, what's up? You know, I'm like, okay, I like this. You know, I mean, just the eternal optimism of youth. It was a refreshing thing for me. Anyway, none of the kids knew anything about Blue Oyster Cult. We're talking, you know, inner city, you know, mostly African American or Hispanic, and they didn't. It was off their radar, you know, and all of a sudden, everybody knew who I was. I became the star of the school for the next, you know, 18 years or so. And you know, when the kids would come in to see if they wanted to go to the school, and we had a very nice facility. We just gotten it, so it was brand new building. And they come down, they say, "Here's our rock star. You know, you want to take music with this guy? You know." So I became like a draw in the school. You know, and all the kids knew who I was. They even many times we acted out the whole skit. You know, with different
That's
people
funny.
playing. You know.
Was there ever a conversation about including a cowbell in that song, or was it just something that you as a percussionist or whoever just just added naturally because you're musicians and that's what you do? Or was there ever a cowbell conversation?
It was the skit was really, I mean, of course they magnified it to the point where it was really silly and funny,
Yeah.
but that was the real conversation. David Lucas was you know, we for like I say, for when we were going to make Agents of Fortune, we decided this is a really, we're trying to be commercial now. We're actually
Yeah.
trying to get a mass appeal. So we brought David back. You know, he produced the first record. You know, and Sandy and Murray basically just kind of, you know, they would yes him or no him, but you know, it was him producing the record. And then they decided they didn't like being told what to do by this commercial hack or whatever they thought. But so they produced Tyranny Mutation and Secret Treaties, and then we were kind of sick of that, and so we got Jack Douglas at least to mix the next one. And then when the fifth record, we said we got to get David Lucas back. We demanded that David come back and that we have a really great engineer to mix and make the track sound good. So we got Shelley and we got David Lucas, and so David was like he had Randy Brecker play a trumpet part on the track. In the middle part, you know, bum, 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 you know, that bizarre kind of like left field, you know, it just goes into this other thing. They're like, what song was this? What are we listening to? You know, it was kind of, you know, I mean, we originally, we did the song just straight ahead. And I remember saying to Don, I think it needs something else, you know, and I think I've got an idea. Change the key. And Don is like, nah, it's okay. I got an idea too. I know what you're saying now. So, a couple days later, he comes in with that, and I'm like, whoa, well, you took this idea and went to the extreme. So anyway, he had Randy Brecker, famous, great trumpet player, played a trumpet solo in that section. Now, Donald had already played that amazing lead. And so this was laying on top of Donald's lead, and we're like, I don't think it works. It's not, all of a sudden, where did, it's weird enough as it is. Now you got the the lonely bull coming in there, So we had him erase the track. We said, get that off there. That's not going to work. We're not, Don's solo is perfect. It's great. And I said, hey, we got an extra track. Let me play a triangle on the middle part.
Yeah.
What do you mean a triangle? Okay, that's almost as weird as the trumpet. Yeah. I said, no, listen, it's going to fit perfectly. It's going to blend right in. It'll go, boom, 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 shh, boom, 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 ding, boom, 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 ding. So it's there. He let me do it. He said, okay, I'll let you do it, but you have to play cowbell in the verses. I'm like, cowbell? You mean like dunk, 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 and he's like, no, just four. I want to hear quarter notes.
Ding.
And I said, is there something wrong with the drum part? And he's like, no, the drum part is fine. It's just nobody is playing quarter notes. I said, you're right. It's all eighth notes. Do, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So he wanted 1, 2, 3, 4 to give it a little relaxation. Mm-hmm. So I said, okay, I'll try it, and I bunk, 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 bunk. And I'm like, David, this, we got through the first verse. I'm like, stop. David, I don't know what it sounds like in there, but it sounds terrible out here. It sounds like I'm wrecking the song. And I said, how's it sound in there? And of course, Don, Bouchard is in the studio. He goes, yeah, it's kind of distracting. And this is what he said. So David said, well, put some tape on it. So I put the tape on it. I play it, and I'm like, I still don't like it. And David says, I really want to hear that. And I said, well, what if I play it with a timpani mallet? I had one in my stick bag, so I took out that. It's kind of softer, and it didn't even sound like a cowbell at that point. It sounded more like a wood block, but he got that quarter note pulse that he wanted. And I said, I could live with that. And Don said, yeah, it's good. So that's how it got on there. And actually, I did it, we stop at the end of the first verse, and then I said, okay. And then, so I said, okay, well, just give me a track, just give me the whole track, and I'll play the whole thing. And David Lucas said, I got another idea, and
you put it in later too.
Yeah, and Don said, oh, I want to play a vibra slap at the end of the solo. So the three of us went out there. We got around one mic, and we just did all the percussion, So there's like a whirro, that David Lucas played, and at the end of the, at the very last note of the guitar solo, Don goes, So that's how that happened, and it's all on one track.
So did that have something? Did I know you guys reissued Agents of Fortune with new tracks in 2001. That seemingly, I guess, did that follow the SNL skit, and would that have something to do with the resurgence, or were you always planning on, or were you guys previously planning, I guess, on doing the reissue of Agents of Fortune?
We had talked about it because we recorded a lot of other songs that never got used,
Yeah, and you put them down in like 75 or 76 or something. Where the heck were those tracks living all those years, and in what format?
They were just, they were, I think they probably got to the mixing stage. I know Fire of Unknown Origin was mixed, and that was actually going to be on the record instead of Tenderloin or something like that. So
I want to get into some of your more current stuff, but before I do that, I wanted to talk about Spectres
Hmm.
because it was released to good critical acclaim, and I feel I'd be leaving something out if I at least didn't ask about Godzilla. What was the band's original idea or intent with that song? I mean, who proposed it? Did you guys have any inkling at all this thing would become one you'd be known for all this time?
I'm not surprised because, I know that Don and well, all of us, we really like novelty tunes. We like Purple People Eater and The Witch Doctor, and also there was a song that Donald and I used to play it with our college band called The Gorilla. And it went go, 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 gorilla, go now, go, 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 go. I don't know who did it. I can't remember. I think there was something the 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 fraternity brothers or something. I don't know. It was like it was a college tune, and so and that kind of maybe made its way somehow into the Go Go Godzilla part. But the original idea came from Patti Smith. She had written a poem, and at the end of the thing, she said, the poem ended with Zilla God, Zilla God, Zilla God, Zilla. So Donald saw that poem. We'd passed it around. We were thinking about trying to turn it into a song, and Donald's like, well, just the Godzilla part, that would be great. So he called up Patty and said, let's write this song, Godzilla. And Patty said, I would love to do it, but I'm on tour right now, I mean, or I think maybe she was going on tour, and so she couldn't do it. So she said, and Don said, well, I'll wait till you come back. And then, she's out on the road, and he's like, no, I gotta get. So he put it down all by himself, and so he ended up not using anything but, the idea. But, yeah, so I mean, I wonder what would, but well, that's kind of what I was trying to answer in my version.